Oh, Ray, no!
I swung 50 times today. Oh yeah, you'll definitely get better than me with one of these days. You keep practicing, you might even reach the level of Sword God.
To read more Villainess.
Yeah, been a bit. I remember absolutely not much of anything.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have a little bit of memory. I mean, it's been a little bit since we've read it, and I've been doing a thing, so sometimes things kind of coincide with each other, which is super fun times.
Oh.
It's like, was that Madoka, Villainess, or Minotaur? I don't know. So anyway, we're going to read some comments. I do remember that
The X that we think was Minaria's
yeah,
ex.
that we think that was like the big takeaway from last
Yeah.
one was that what's her name? Eve, not Lily. Lily is the best. But yeah, Eve apparently does not like Ray. She has a high esteem for her, and the only ex I can think of is Manaria.
Yeah.
But of course, Ray thinks it's going to be someone like her, like maybe not her, someone else, because Ray doesn't really get that. I'm gonna read some comments. I'm gonna read some more here. Let's see what we got here. Ginger Cat, Joel Santana, Eve Nun, and Lena are interesting characters, and there's more to them than you think, but you won't find out until book 4. And yes, you won't see Manaria until book 4.
No, we're 3, so
we can just
got
skip,
another
right?
book.
Manaria is 17. We first meet her, and Claire was 15. Don't worry about whether Alea has magical powers or not, as she has some unique skills of her own. Well, I mean, I do think that she doesn't have magic, especially when you confirm that Ginger Cat.
Yeah.
May and Alea are great, and I like how the author has included moments when they embarrass Ray and Claire out for them.
Or outfox them.
Yeah, like in the discussion about the eating green peppers. Reminds me of my own kids. One's in a toy shop. My young son saw a pigtail plush.
A pig plush.
A pig plush, whatever. That was attached via a harness to a fabric-covered plastic rod. It was designed so a child could take the pig plush for a walk. On seeing the pig plush, he started saying, "Piggy on a stick, piggy on a stick, piggy on a stick," repeatedly in loud, excited voice. That doesn't sound embarrassing, right? Well, that time we struggled with this sound. So if you're placed with piggy on a stick with a D, that is what everyone in the shop heard him saying at the top of his voice. Yes, 2 embarrassed parents for sure.
I might or may not be blushing a little bit for that story. Secondhand embarrassment.
Michaela, Jenni is waiting for Manaria, like a wife waiting for her spouse to return from the war.
That sounds pretty accurate and hilarious.
These early chapters are psyop to convince lesbians to have kids. All right. Well, let's get back into swing of things. We are not that far at all into this book at all.
No, we have a lot.
We have a lot
to go. And we have Manaria waiting for us at book 4.
Wait, I just skipped to go to book 4.
She's waiting.
She's waiting. She's waiting just for you. How were they? Claire asked. I managed to get them to sleep, but Alea was acting strange. I see. Claire furrowed her brows with worry. It was 8 p.m. and she was already in her pajamas, but instead of moving to the bedroom like usual, we sat down across from each other at the living room table to talk. I brewed some tea, as if I had a feeling it would be a long discussion. I still can't believe Alea has no aptitude. The assessment results had arrived, and it was just as we feared. She was looking forward to using magic so much. Claire looked pained. Both girls had been excited about using magic, but it was clear Alea longed for it more than her sister. Alea adored Claire and wanted to be like her in every regard, to the point where she mimicked her speech patterns. Naturally, this meant that she wanted to use magic like Claire as well.
Yeah.
Fire magic had to look astounding to a child's eyes, even more so when Claire so elegantly controlled it. How should we tell them? Claire asked. We hadn't broken the news to them yet. The children, possibly sensing our unease, hadn't asked us either. I almost wish they both had no aptitude, as cruel as it is to say. The problem was its verity. If May had no aptitude as well, then we wouldn't have to be so worried. They'd both be disappointed, of course, but they'd bounce quickly back and find new goals. Indeed. But May is a quadcaster. She's a quadcaster!
Have to move Shiho to the other side. She can be honored on the other side, okay? But this way I can see what time we're at.
So, yep, she's a quadcaster. It's practically her duty to learn to use magic.
Wow.
Indeed, May was now the second confirmed quadcaster in the world. As Claire said, this left her no choice but to pursue a real magical path. Aptitude was inventable, and inherent neither hard work nor genetics could affect what element affinity you were born with. If they could, the twins wouldn't have such drastically different abilities. We can't hide it from them forever. They didn't see anything to today's account, but it's only a matter of time before they ask. Claire had a deep sigh. Smart as she was, she clearly had no idea what to do. Maybe it's best we tell them straight, I suggested. Get it over with rather than beat around the bush. Only someone who's never had to worry about their capacity could say such a thing. Claire frowned at me. Never had to worry about their capacity? That'd be you, wouldn't it? From my perspective, Claire was nothing if not gifted outside her ability to cook. She is perfect in every regard. Don't forget, Ray, you're a dual caster with ultra-high aptitude, and that. I still haven't forgotten the humiliation I suffered when competing the first test results. You're not wrong, but I was pretty sure that was far from my notable talents were. Claire sighed. I'm aware I'm more gifted than most, yet sometimes I can't help feeling I never compare to those who truly master their craft. You know what they call people like me? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh.
Such a phrase doesn't do you justice, Miss Claire. I think your many talents are wonderful. I pointed at the embroidery on the wall as I spoke. Even so, being forced to face your own shortcomings can hurt. I'm made aware of that every day I spend with you. Don't tease me. Claire gently flicked me on the forehead. I rubbed my temple as an idea surfaced. Hey, Miss Claire. Oh, am I getting flicked?
I was just kidding.
Where's the flick?
Oh. Flick.
That's not really
It wasn't really a flick.
A flick is
I
like
don't want
this.
to actually flick you. Do you want to actually be flicked? She wants to actually
Sure, why
be
not?
flicked. Okay, let me try and softly flick you.
Oh,
there you go.
See?
It's like a tiny soft flick.
There you go.
Okay.
What is it?
It's
Nice.
immersive, right? Like when you go to a movie, like one of those theaters and it like shakes and like water sprinkles down at you when it's snowing or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
What
Good.
is it? There's something bothering about the aptitude results. Claire straightened and positioned herself for listening. Go on. Even if we chalk up Alea's results bad luck, aren't May's results astoundingly rare? This feels rather implorable. Implorable? How so? Well, to start, Alea having no aptitude at all can't be right. Claire wore a sad smile. Ray, I think your bias as a parent is affecting your judgment. No, think about it. Their blood is cursed. Ah. My implication finally dawned on her. Both girls bore a curse that made everything in their blood touch her into magical stones. Not just May, both girls. We don't understand how curses and magic aptitude might be connected, I said, but isn't it deeply unlikely that there's no connection? That's true. But then why does Alea have no aptitude? Well, I have an idea, but it's nothing more than a theory. I'm listening. Claire urged me to continue. A glimmer of hope returned to her eyes. I'm not sure what... I was wondering as well what's happening here, because if the magic is like... They can't use their magic anymore in that, like their blood, right? It essentially caused these stones. What if when there was a seal or something that was put out, I don't remember exactly what happened. I know Valerian raided something. What if that affected Alea's ability to be able to have magic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be sure it would. The thought of only Alea being deprived of magic had really been eating away at her. I think they were touched by something while they were in the womb, I said. Something that determines magical aptitude, and I think that affects them on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Is such a thing possible? I can't say it isn't. I'd seen an American movie about twins in my previous life, starring that super macho guy Swartz something or other. It was a story about two brothers, one incredibly gifted and the other incredibly inept, who were trying to find their mother. It was pure fiction, of course, but part of the plot centered on how all the talent had been concentrated into one twin at birth. In this strange world where magic was real, I couldn't entirely rule out the possibility of something similar happening.
Oh.
Supposing you were right, Claire said. It doesn't help Alea. I wouldn't be so sure. And why is that? I have another theory, although it's reliant on the previous one being true. If we suppose Alea isn't naturally without aptitude, but somehow became this way with something must have been causing it. Even so, it doesn't change the fact that she's currently stuck with no aptitude. Yes, but that's only within the scope of our current understanding of magic. There was a chance, however slim, that whatever finding was affecting Alea went beyond what we knew. You're grasping at straws, perhaps. We shouldn't tell Alea this. Nothing good can come from getting your hopes up over a fleeting possibility. But I tried to argue, but Claire raised her hand to stop me. Calm down, Ray. We're both too worked up right now. You're right. I'm sorry. I got a little heated.
Yeah, it's kind of... that's so tough.
That's important to drink.
Oh, okay. To have one of them be a quadcaster and the other one
I'm
not have any.
not super duper surprised, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because they're twins, not everything is identical, of course, depending on what kind of twins they have.
Yeah.
So when they had the test, and we had Maze that was, like, amazing, and we had Alea's that wasn't, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And also, not surprised, again, that we had the quadcaster, because they're so rare, why not have one of the twins be a quadcaster? But at the same time, I am curious as to what is stopping Alea from having her magic aptitude.
Right.
Let's see here. I couldn't help but worry about my daughters. If I were in their stead, I'd probably be thinking more calmly. There's nothing to gain from arguing between ourselves. You're right. We need to come up with a solution together. That being said, I couldn't think of any solutions at all. Did a solution even exist? Let's consider the inevitable, Claire began. We need to tell them the assessment results. Yeah, either we tell them together or we tell them separately. As for Leia's potential unknown factors, I don't think we should tell her. I hesitated for a moment before finally nodding. You're right. I'd be too cruel if nothing came of it. All there remains now is to break it to them, but I really can't think of any method other than giving it to them straight.
Yeah.
Claire brooded, deep in thought. She would do anything to soften the blow for our children, even if by a little bit. We could fib about the exact aptitude level. I said, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you have to just tell them. I mean, you could prolong it, but unfortunately, the longer you prolong this, the worse it's going to get, okay? What would that achieve? Aptitude level aside, May sells 4 attributes. That fact alone makes her one of the 2 unique quadcasters in the world. Oh wait, that was supposed to be Claire, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Then what if we just told Alea she had low aptitude, I said. Ooh.
No, Ray, no! I don't think that's a good idea either. She can't even use magic, Ray. Would you really be so cruel as to give her false hope? Yes, you can't give false hope, because if they can't figure this out, let's say she never has to, you never can use magic. Don't, especially a kid, don't give a kid false hope. Bad, Ray. Yeah, no. We were at a dead end. No matter how much we brainstormed, no solution presented itself. If only I could give Alea some of my magic, Claire said defeatedly, her words barely inaudible as it slipped out of her mouth. I would share my magic in a heartbeat too if I could. I wondered did all parents harbor these kind of worries? A heavy silence formed between us. I guess there's nothing to do but to tell them. Oh, Ray. I'm afraid no matter how we go about it, Alea will be hurt. All we can do is let them know that we will always equally love them both. That's all we can really do, isn't it? Claire hung her head. I felt like she was giving up, but what else could we do? Some problems couldn't be solved through love alone, no matter how much you tried. And while it pained me to admit it, this was one of such problems. I can't do a thing for her, and they call me the hero of the revolution. Some hero I am. Miss Claire. It hurt to see Claire talk about herself like that. Claire was just important to me as May and Alea for her sake. I had to be strong. Just then, Mothers, are you fighting? Please don't fight. May and Alea appeared, walking in the living room while drowsily rubbing their eyes. Are you fighting because of me? Alea gingerly asked. Or is it because of me? They looked as if they could cry at any moment. Claire and I burst into a fretful mess. We're not fighting, dears. We just wanted to talk a bit, that's all. Oh, wait, no. We're not fighting, dears. We just want to talk. That's a bit all. That's right. We could never fight. We're always so lovey-dovey, super lovey-dovey, yeah, dovey even. Claire went on for a serious approach, but I took a slightlier one. But neither seemed to work. But you two are making super scary faces, and we're using big voices. The twins sniffled, a sign of floodgates were about to break. Wait, how much had they heard? I'm sorry. We didn't mean to scare you. Come here, you two. Claire hugged them to her. She apologized from the bottom of her heart. They wept in her arms as she whispered words of comfort in their ears and kissed their hair hat repeatedly. Claire waited for her crying to die down, then looked them squarely in the eyes as she spoke the gentlest voice she could muster. May, Alea, there's something we need to tell you. They nodded before moving their chairs. Before I begin, I want you to remember that no matter what happens, Ray and I will never come to hate or bend either of you, okay? May and Alea looked puzzled but also nodded. Remember we went to the cathedral to measure your Magic Aptitude the other day? Well, the results will come in. Really? Tell us! Their faces lit up. My heart ached. I thought of how the bright smiles would soon cloud. First, May, you have the aptitude with all 4 attributes. Congratulations. Like Sister Minaria? That's right. Yay! May jumped for joy and Alea eyed her enviously. And Alea, I'm sorry, but you have no aptitude. Huh? Alea looked confused like she didn't understand the words. May abruptly stopped celebrating. No aptitude? What does that mean? You could do many things, Alea, but magic can't be one of those things.
That's a nice way to put it. You can do many things.
Alea went silent. Claire's phrasing was measured and careful, but the shock was still great. Mama, Claire, Alea can't use magic? May asked. Sadly, yes. Because she has no aptitude? That's right. But why? Why do I have 4 then? Only the Great Spirit knows. May pondered for a bit before breaking into a grin. Then I'll give Alea half of mine. Oh my gosh! Half of mine, she innocently declared. Alea's eyes widened in hope at the idea. That's very kind of you, May. But I'm sorry. Magic aptitude can't be shared. It can't? May said sadly. I'm sorry. Alea looked even more dejected. Mother, will I never be able to use magic? No, I'm sorry. No matter what, even if I'm a really good girl. What is this? No, but being a girl is a wonderful thing, so please continue to be one. Alea went silent again. The mood weighed down on all of us. Alea, it's okay even if you can't use magic, I began. You're great at so many things. Alea didn't respond. Magic is one thing, and everybody else has one thing they can't do. Mother Ray, please be quiet for a bit. Oh, poor kiddo, Alea said. Okay, I've been shot down by a child.
Shot down by a child.
Alea appeared deep in thought. I could see her mind racing as she desperately searched for a way to fight the reality that she had been thrust upon. Mothers, will you be sad if I can't use magic? No, Claire said. Even if you can't use magic, we'll be happy as long as you are. You won't hate me? Never. You won't play favors with May? Of course not. Oh, Alea looked relieved. That's okay. I don't need magic, as long as my mothers love me. She gave us an undaunted smile. Oh, Alea. So, Mother Ray? Yes, Alea? Can you teach me how to cook? Cook? Of course I can, but why?
If I can do something Mother Claire can't do, then I'll have beat her even more than if I learn magic. Alea then giggled. No fair! I want to learn to cook too, May exclaimed. Nope, you'll be busy with magic instead. Ah! May puffed up her cheeks. Sounds good then, I declared. May will learn magic with Miss Claire, and Alea will learn cooking with me. That sounds wonderful, Claire said. Are you two okay with that? Yes. Yeah! Things have finally calmed down to the point we could take a moment to breathe. I've been so worried about it, but it looked like everything would be alright. Our daughters chatted excitedly about what food they would want to cook and what magic they'd want to use. Looking more eager than anything, had our fears been unwarranted? We'll see. I think this is too simple, but we'll see. You're a very strong girl, Leia. And May, thank you for not saying anything mean. Hee hee. The girls clung to Claire, allowing them to be fussed over. The tension left my shoulders. I finally allowed myself to relax. That was to say, I let my guard down.
That's kind of.
Have I been a good girl? Alea asked. Yes, said Claire. I really tried my best to be strong, so... Alea, just for today, please forgive me. She's crying! I knew that was too simple. She sobbed at the volume you wouldn't expect from her small frame. May followed suit, sobbing with intensity that matched her sister's. Tears streamed down their faces as they bared their sadness to the world. May, Alea! I hugged the twins, able to help myself. Claire joined me. We cried together as he held them tighter. I was sure the neighbors could complain, but regardless, the four of us cried our hats out. May and Alea would cry themselves asleep that night. Oh my god, bro. What is this? I am not okay. 32, 33. Early in the afternoon on holiday, Alea's motivated voice rang out the yard as she practiced swings with a wooden sword. Oh, she gonna become a sword fighter, huh? 49, 50. Nice work. Go ahead and take a break now. Yes, Alea gave a spirited reply as the man in clad light armor roughly patted her on the head. Good job, and thank you. Oh, snap! Master Rod. We're gonna have the Rod voice.
Rod!
Good job, Alea. Thank you for coming, Master Rod. I called out to the twins. I brought tea refreshments to them. Nah, don't worry about it. The easygoing man was Rod Bear, the ex-member of the royal family.
Yeah!
The ex-member of the royal family!
Wow.
A while ago, he had abdicated his claim to the throne and instead became the commander of the army. Every now and then, he took advantage of his new status as an ordinary citizen to come visit us. I wonder if then Thane's going to be the one to become the king then. I mean, I know that was like a possibility, but I didn't know Rob was going to step down like that.
Yeah.
Mother Ray, did you see me? I did. You did amazing, dear. I swung 50 times today, Alea enthusiastically announced as she tried to catch her breath. I wiped the sweat off her face, which seemed to tickle her, but made no effort to stop me from basking in the glory of her accomplishments. She's your daughter, all right. She's got talent. Rod dexterously scooped Alea into the air with one arm and began lifting her down, causing her to squeal in delight. They're not related by blood, though. Sure, but I still see an innate talent for such combat like her. His words gave Alea a reason to smile, allowing me to as well. Rob was teaching Alea swordplay since she couldn't use magic, but still needed a way to defend herself in a world with monsters and all. Incidentally, demons were also a problem in this world. Not I was likely to ever see one here in Bear Kingdom. We consulted Rod about teaching Alea self-defense a while ago, and he offered to train her himself. It seemed as though he relied on magic to fight in the past. He began studying the sword in earnest once he became a commander. This, combined with the basics of hand-to-hand combat that had been drilled into him back when he was in line for the throne, made him a wonderful teacher. But demons, huh? They've only been referenced in the past in the game. But I suppose that if I continue to live in this world, I might someday happen across one. It wouldn't hurt to have this plan in place. Am I good at swordplay? I asked. Oh yeah, you'll definitely get better than me with one of these days. You keep practicing, you might even reach the level of sword god. Sword god? Alea asked quizzically upon hearing the unknown term. That's what they call the strongest swordswoman, the Empress of the Nor Empire. What? There's actually a sword god? Is she strong? Legend has it that she's annihilated an entire So's battalion single-handedly using just a sword. I couldn't tell you if that's true. She went after Menadia's battalion. Well, a battalion was a military unit denoting the troops of 300 to 1,000 soldiers. Some single-handedly taking down many foes armed with just one sword might seem far-fetched, but I knew it was actually happening. As for why I knew that, you'll just have to wait. Stop doing that, Ray!
You'll just have to wait.
How strong does that make the Empress? Alea asked. I guess the strongest in the world. Stronger than you. Hate to say it, but yeah. Stronger than Mother Claire, Mother Ray? If you don't count magic, then yeah. Stronger than Sister Minaria? Huh, I don't know. I did Minaria is also pretty good with a sword. Well, that's pretty
Yeah, I could see that. I want to see Lady Minaria using a sword.
He just wants to see Lady Minaria in general. Yeah. Alea's eyes sparkled. She yearned to be like her idol Minaria as well. Can I become a sword god too? Sure you can, but you're gonna need to work hard at it. I will. Alea said she began to practice swings again. Rod looked on with smiles. It's not fair. Only Alea gets have fun. May puffed up her cheek. She was sitting in the yard with her eyes closed. Isn't what you're doing training too? Alea rebutted. But it's so boring! Claire smiled wildly as May complained. May was working on the first and hardest step of training to use magic. learning to be able to sense magic itself. To misquote the manga that I read a long time ago, only once you feel can you begin. Even if May was a quadcaster, she couldn't do a thing without first clearing the initial hurdle. Hey, focus, Claire warned. May hopped before returning to meditation. Sitting still, yeah, it's gotta be hard because she's so energetic and like so, likes to go bounce around stuff. She still has so much energy, so being told to like be quiet and meditate, I imagine that's for a kid too.
Yeah.
Still felt like torture to her. She loved to do nothing more than move her body. That's it.
Yep.
Can you feel something warm inside you? I don't know. There's no need to rush. Let's do it slowly at your own pace. Okay. Sensing magic was almost an abstract concept.
I'm doing that cute little voice.
Okay. If May were better able to describe what she felt, then we could guide her better. But a 6-year-old didn't have the vocabulary to do that. If anything, we're already asking too much of her. Magic feels like what you feel inside when you're happy, Claire explained. And I'm happy? Yes, when your body feels light and when your heart is afloat. May didn't seem to understand. But Claire didn't give up. Her teaching methods had improved since she became an instructor at the academy, and she had a lot of practice explaining difficult concepts in the easiest way for her pupils to digest. I had no doubts that May would learn to call on her magic every day under Claire's direction, but it seemed that day would not be today. I don't get it! May let a long, big shout before sprawling on the ground. That's all right. This isn't something you can learn in a single day. Claire scooped up May, now sulking, and came and joined us on the terrace. You tried your best, May, I said. You too, Claire. But I can't use magic, May pouted. Let's see here. Not right away. We can take our time alone, all right? Brought out a hearty laugh. I guess the world's second quadcaster also has a way to go. I'll figure out soon, too. Oh, will you? Master Razamini! You always play favorites with Alea! May, Claire warned. We're the ones who asked him to train Alea, remember? May fumed. It seems like you dislike me. Very well, then. You can come fight me the first thing once you learn magic. I don't wanna! Ron took May's ill-tempered stride, simply laughing at her hurtful words away. How are things with you lately, Master Rod? Claire asked. I've been busy testing that one large-scale technique I told you about. He was referring to supposedly a new kind of magic he invented. Not even Minaria could beat him anymore, so he claimed. I don't know if I believe that. I've also been working on a countermeasure for those earthquakes we've had of late. The citizens still haven't forgotten over that big one we had a while back. Yes, there have been quite a few of those lately. There hadn't been many aftershocks following the eruption in the original game, yet there have been several earthquakes in many months. More problematically, the earthquakes caused by the eruption of Mount Saucel had set off a revolution that was so vividly burned in people's memories. Naturally, every time we had another earthquake, the citizens feared history to repeat itself. Rod had his hands full dealing with that. Even modern-day Japan hadn't developed perfect earthquake countermeasures yet. I was sure administration was having no end of trouble as well. Other than that, we gotta deal with a bunch of diplomatic issues, Rod grumbled. The army does? Oh dear, I hope it's something serious. Claire looked genuinely worried. We had withdrawn from the political stage once the new government stabilized. At this point, the only things we knew about the foreign affairs came from the newspapers.
Okay.
You okay?
I think so.
It's not going so, if I'm being honest. We might need to ask you two for help again, although we're trying our best not to let it get to that point. You better. Don't get in the way of my lovey-dovey time with... Oh, wait. You better. Don't get in the way of my lovey-dovey time with Claire, I complained as I made a face at Rod. Ray! Claire rebuked me. Rod grinned. You two seem to be doing well. Good, but if things turn sour, Ray, I'm still free. Bro!
He's offering himself. What did he say?
If things don't basically turn sour, Ray, I'm still free. No one likes an overly persistent man. Rod casually laughed my comment off. Actually, wait, this guy still hadn't given up on me? Well, jokes aside, things have changed since the revolution. We must work harder than to protect the happiness of the people. Rod wore a complicated expression as he took a sip of tea. Claire and I worriedly looked at each other. Perhaps things were even worse than he admitted. It does seem things are pretty bad off. Also, why don't you stop talking about the game? This is definitely Fabi on the game now at this point. She's got to start realizing this. The Academy had a test this time every year, the same one Claire and I first locked horns over. A lot of things had changed the Royal Academy since Revolution, but this test endured. The culture test will begin momentarily, I told the students. I was serving as a protector, meaning I handed out sheets and made sure nobody cheated. On a scan of the room, I estimated roughly 60% of the students were nervous, 30% were normal, and 10% felt something else entirely. While the rest remained content and change, the adequate portion had been done away with, largely due to the abolishment of the acrostasy. Incidentally, the Academy no longer offered adequate as a required subject. However, the Academy was still expected to train the next generation of country's leaders, which meant we expected our graduates to master certain levels of cultural knowledge. That said, some questions about ancient history had been replaced with one's more recent events, kind of similar to what we had happened in modern Japan. Meanwhile, the magic test had been split into two parts. The basic magic power test and the magic tool wielding test. To be fair, the magic test Claire and I had taken so long ago had been similarly divided. The section hadn't changed, they were just administration at their own separate tests now. You have 60 minutes to complete the test. Please begin. The students simultaneously flipped their sheets over, following that only audible sounds of the scratching of pencils on paper. While the academy accepted exemplary students who were unlikely to need a cheat, I still had to fill my duties as a protector. I double-checked the hampering magic tool to ensure it was indeed working as intended. The tool mainly blocked the uses of telepathy via wind magic, an ability I directly experienced via Minority in the past. Oh, we know. There might still be ways of cheating via magic the academy couldn't anticipate, so we prohibited all use of magic during the cultural test. I walked around the room, taking care not to make a sound, and recognized many familiar faces from my class. Among them was Lena, the girl who'd always tried to talk to me after each class. It hadn't been that long since the start of the test year, and her answer sheet was already more than halfway filled out.
Oh.
She claimed to be bad at studying, but maybe that had just been a humility? Or so I thought until I saw her roll her pencil. On the side of her pencil were numbers. She continued to roll her pencil, feeling I've seen people do that in anime. With the numbers she rolled, just like the roll of a die. I'd expect too much from her. The next familiar face I saw was Eve, the girl from the same hometown as Lana and me. She filled out a third of her sheet from what I could tell. All her answers were correct, truly brilliant. Suddenly Eve turned a face with her usual hatred. Lena had said something about Eve hating me because I stole her lover, which had been a misunderstanding. I wanted to talk out with her, but I hadn't found yet time to do so. The last person to catch my eye was Joel Santana. He scratched his head as he looked at his answer sheet, clearly perplexed by the questions. I snuck a peek at his answer sheet to find mostly unanswered. The ones he filled in are mostly incorrect, too. He'd also claimed bad at studying. I guess he wasn't being modest. The test finished without a hitch. I collected the answer sheets and returned to the staff room. Claire was already there holding a matching stack of sheets. Oh, Miss Claire. Oh, hello, Ray. I see you finished protecting. I see you're done, too. Yes, it seems we have outstanding students this year. You'd never imagine there were commoners with scores like these. No more commoners, Miss Claire. Just citizens. Oops, that's right. You must forgive me. She said as she laughed off her mistake with an, oh, yes! Oh, just in my laugh.
Yeah.
Even her slip-ups were so adorable. Let's see here. It's probably because your assigned class had so many advanced students. My class was about average overall. Is that so? One of the changes to the academy was separation of class based on academic ability. Despite some opposition to the idea, Mr. Torrid, the school's principal, had pushed the change through. To refresh your memory, Mr. Torrid was the kingdom's only tricaster, a man who made significant contribution to the kingdom's magic technology.
I totally forgot about him.
Yeah, I vaguely remember him.
Oh wait, so what is it he just did?
They've divided the what he did.
Yeah.
He was the kingdom's only tricaster, who made significant contributions to the kingdom's magic technology.
Oh, but it's saying he made a change now? What was the change?
The changes is that they have these students in like levels that work for them academically. So if you're like level 2, level 2, level 3, level 3.
Okay.
He was also the guy that was training them in the anime. Remember, he couldn't use, I think it was, I don't remember what he couldn't use. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
What was his name again?
Mr. Torrid.
I totally forgot about him.
The opposite had come from teachers who insisted that separating students by ability would lead to preferential treatment. The idea of treating students equally was noble in theory. The fact remained that not all of them operated on the same level of knowledge and skill. To ignore this would be a disservice to all students, or so Mr. Torrid claimed. I mostly agree. People learn better when put in a class tailored to meet what they were at. If someone lagged behind, sending them to the next level of class would only exacerbate the problem. That's so true. I agree with that as well. Claire had a different opinion on the matter. I handed the answer sheets to the teacher in charge of grading. Next up is the basic magic text, I said. Indeed. I look forward to seeing what diamonds in the rough we find this year. Claire looked generally thrilled. She took out great pleasure being the one to discover new talent. She told me a while ago that she might actually have been well suited to teaching, and I had to agree with her. Her only flaw was that she tended to expect too much from her students, causing her classes to be a little draconian.
I can only imagine.
You look like you're having fun, I said with a hint of irritation. Is there something wrong with that? Claire looked puzzled. No, nothing's wrong with it. Then what is it? Oh, nothing. Come on, spit it out. Should I say it? Can you promise not to be taken aback? Is something I'd be taken back by? You can't answer a question without a question. So you say. But I'm the one who asked the question first. Just say what's on your mind already. Oh, well, I guess I'll just say it. I'm sad. What? I'm happy to see you live a fulfilling life as a teacher, but I can't help feeling sad over having less of you and me time. What? Claire covered my mouth. What do you think you're saying, Ray? We're at the academy, and the staff room at that. Sorry. Claire moved her hands. What's the problem? Our relationship isn't exactly a secret. That's not the issue. As I said, our relationship wasn't a secret. We didn't flaunt it exactly, but I was pretty confident about almost all of our colleagues knew. Many of teachers had been around when we were students and had witnessed my passionate pursuit of Claire. You need to draw a line between our private and public lives. As marginalized individuals, we must project an understanding of not being obsessed with physical side of relationships. Or would you rather reinforce those stereotypes, Ray? No, but What Claire said was correct in every regard, but I was seriously at my limit. My body was on the verge of critical calcium deficiency.
What did she call it? Critical
calcium deficiency.
Oh, instead of like calcium.
Yep.
Okay.
Claire sighed. But bear with it for today, and I'll pamper you all you want when we're home.
I'll
Really?
pamper you.
Aren't you happy? You know, I can't help but feel your mental age is younger than May and Alea sometimes. And I can't help but feel mommy vibes from you. Sorry, mommy vibes? Now then, don't worry about it. Oops, watch yourself, Ray.
Oh.
It's a promise then, Miss Claire? Yes. Just to make sure you do your work properly, okay? Of course. I went on to magnificently protect the remaining magic tests that night. I dosed up on Claircium in my heart's content for the first time in a long while. Oh, wow, we're exactly at 30. And I exactly stopped right here.
But you stopped at just the right spot.
Yay, you get to hold it.
Yay, okay.
So yeah, it's getting really interesting. I do feel like that, right, we have some angst, right? We have that the twins can't both use magic, which again is not that terribly surprising. That being said, May doesn't really have it in her to be patient to learn it. She's like, I want to run around and jump and do sword fighting.
Yeah.
I do think it fits their personalities, though. I am sad that Alea doesn't have magic, but you do have, like, that more serious of the twins, so she's picking up swordplay. And let's say if she did have the magic aptitude, she would be already probably, like, shooting fireballs, okay? Because she has, like, that very different side to her. May's so energetic, so May would probably be the better of them maybe not to have magic if they had to choose it. So I think it's very interesting that they chose to have, like, the more serious one, which is, you know... It's fine, though, because she's learning how to sword fight, and she wants to take on Master Dodd, and then she wants to... I didn't know her second idol was Minaria, so that works out for her. I do think, though, that May needs to kind of, like, figure... She's 6 years old. That's a lot to ask a 6-year-old. But because she has every element, she has to be able to, you know, do the magic.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of pressure on her as well.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder, too, whatever they did in the other book with Riddler and Ray, is there a possibility that that can be, like... What's a good word for it? I can't think of a word right now because words are hard.
Just break it up into a
so essentially, can they reverse it, right?
Oh.
Could it be broken?
If they wanted to.
If something happened. Because when they got their blood turned into magic stones, which was not great. I also do wonder if Ray is going to try to kind of figure out more or just kind of have Alea just do what she wants to do. Which seems to be that she's all about sword fighting right now anyway.
Yeah.
Cooking and sword fighting.
It was fun to have Rod come back, including the Rod voice.
The Rod voice.
Yeah.
He's no longer going to be a king.
It's interesting to see him in, like, such a different role.
Yeah.
Like, he's laid back and he's still trying to flirt with our girl, Ray. Yeah.
Yeah. Not gonna happen, my dude. Not gonna happen, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also when he had that terrible accident, too, it might have just made him realize that he just would rather do more than just be on the throne.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, he did lose his arm.
Yeah.
So I wonder, too, if they had some kind of a device that they were able to, like, make it so he has another arm, too. They didn't really say, but they did say his hands, so maybe he does have his arm back again. And, wait, maybe magic can do that. I don't know how, like, what kind of magic they have for something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. Also, the only one we really don't know what's going on is Thane. We know what's going on with you because of Misha.
Yeah.
But so it looks like Thane essentially is the king now. So I wonder how he's doing. I mean, I would assume he's the king. Where's Lily? We need the Lily voice. Lily can save us all.
We'll have to see when she comes back. I expect she'd come back.
I think if she comes back, I probably won't be to book 4.
Yeah.
Also, Eva's like done with Ray. She's like, you're disgusting. You shouldn't even be in my presence.
It's pretty amusing.
You took away my girlfriend. But I'd be like, something happened with Claire. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to see where things go. I'm really interested to see where things go with Eve. We just got such a tiny snippet of her in this reading session, so I'm curious what else is gonna come up with the situation between Ray and Eve.
Yeah, some kind of showdown at some point. Not necessarily with magic. Maybe with magic. I mean, we're gonna have to see how. She's already aggravated with her, but Ray wants to find time to talk with her. She's gonna be so disinterested. She's gonna be like, I will not talk to you. You are scum. You are scum beneath my foot.
Let's talk.
No.
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us while we read this part of I'm in Love with the Villainess, number 3 of the light novel. And if you enjoyed hanging out with us here and would like to chat in with us live, you can you can join our YouTube channel membership, Fandom Live, to hang out with us at monthly live streams. Look forward to connecting with you again soon, and we will be sending so much love. Till next time.
Laters.